you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon will...
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know! You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zeros exam? Okay.
All of the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. Those spaces remind me of people in America don't. You've already experienced the Sub-Zeros festival, right? Okay, now here's that. We are all in a dream.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream. But the truth is, and those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded... So people in Sumeru do dream... Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this? It compiles... The Akasha... And it grants... It is the manifest... Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling... But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the... Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active. In other words... So in other words, the complete opposite... Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think the real story is that the sages from... Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the... Are you ready to take your Sub-Zeros? Okay. People in Sumeru think they don't dream in those spaces? So people correct answer. Now, how did you conclude the Akasha? Oh, okay. Like, is stealing everyone's dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active. In other words, dreams are... So in other words, the complete... I remember her saying that the sages think dreams are full. The real story is that the sages from the... Oh, by the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Grand Sage said, go slow. The week is a problem for Akasha operations. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. I was really scared.
Correct. The Akasha, their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero. No one is any the wiser as another day people wake up to yet another... So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that in... Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is... Okay. So that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminal. All right, last question.
They say that alchemical divination is...
So you noticed. I thought that one would be the hardest question. That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Now that you mention it, Nahida... It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusin... Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now. I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Even you don't know the reason? The Academia sages are determined. Traveler, do you have...
Grand Sage
Celebrate the birth of... Could it mean... Deceiving the people of... After we end the Sub-Zeros Festival Samsara, how can the sages of the... In the end, I'm just the moon. The real... A sun and a moon? Oh, we're out of time today. I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look... I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct. Did Dunyarzad already disappear? The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting. Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what? She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. But personality-wise, she's nothing. Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. You know, Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness. Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thought. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still far from it. I'm still a long way off from... I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have... Please don't beat yourself up over it. I'm not beating myself. Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real... To prevent more tragedies like this, we must... Great, but... Although the Sub-Zero's Fest, that means this dream belongs to a... Huh? So, well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here, which means, with the imagination... Imagination means breaking through, like when a server at a tavern. However, if you're the dream's host and you become... The dream will respond in kind. And the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually once... How are we going to find them, though? And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them After all, like you said, don't... It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. As for me... Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams with... Yes. I want to try something. Hurry and go. Dreams are so... Oh, she was such a good person. Was such a... Yeah. But... Paimon's wondering. Do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this dream? Feels like it would be... Huh. So, who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, let's go ask him.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time.
Everything's fine, just...
An experiment? That...
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay, my wish. Okay.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her.
So, you have...
Oh, is it that obvious? After what When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eye. Oh!
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion. Nice try, you two. Anyway...
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. knows Dunyarzad loves her. But
My lady, step back.
that sounds like Dia! Oh, right. Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some back.
New punching bag.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, she said it was because she had forgotten something? Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around. Yeah, even if... This is the place. It's... Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it? Wow. Junior, even though she must have wanted if we hadn't found this, but now that we know, we... Hey! Where are you up? It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's dance.
There will always be frustrations in life,
But I know that the point of living is not to leave.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, traveler. Would it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, what? Where are we going this time?
Over here!
If you continue to resist, we will have to order. The Grand Sage has already.
Oh. Traveler?
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get a... Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course. So they're just...
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage? Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the... Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly... That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones...
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the god...
Yeah. What's going on? Huh? You guys are Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But it's just like the example. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly... But if we want to end the samsara, we need the... How should we make Nilu read?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. As far as you know, people in Sumeru...
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told it...
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her... All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in... His wife, lying next to him, said, You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today. In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form...
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really...
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost up. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zerus.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep. Paimon's head feels Paimon thinks it was the Sub-Zerus. Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zerus? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What?
Surprise!
Well done, traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for
I'm sorry, who?
Dunyarzad!
Oh, a traveler, Paimon. I just had a dream.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right. After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zerus festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I felt once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvest, such a small fragment of consciousness can't last, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment too soon. Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two... To be on... Oh, and you don't need to worry. Go and get some sleep. What a relief.
Traveler?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance. Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions?
Commissions, huh? Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this... and if possible,
Please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears... In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince...
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries...
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see...
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's Fest. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Night of Flower. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone... Huh? Wasn't I describing a really... No! We aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at... Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, but for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages... Right. Who knows? So our first... Oh, good point. Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any idea? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that, but... I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, it seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akash. Have you already caught this? I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if... In any case, No way. You mean it'd be too easy? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. Doing that would be ignoring... That's a good point. We're in the dark as of now, since we still don't know anything about their goals. After all, every... Nahida, you're super smart, so you... According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia... Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of... Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, then I should find someone who's already involved. But You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh! Before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind... Actually, I already have someone in mind. Setaria. Paimon remembers now. We ran into her basically every... Paimon still remembers... She was born in the desert. Oh, Paimon did... The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen soon after. The star began to waver, but in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up, but she doesn't really support the Academia. Indeed. When they are presented with complex, she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sick. Right. We must, that way, not only can we get useful intel from her, from my past tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. To prepare, let's go check out some of her... This should be Sataria's favorite fortune teller. No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing...
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears.
Huh? Really?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for...
It would seem that Harut and
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Love prospect? The one who is fated to cross your path will... Harut! Marut! Did you two spoil my divination?
Actually, Paimon thinks this is...
I admit that the orientation of today...
Is that so? Well,
if you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit...
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helps Satari when they start talking with...
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
we caught wind of your great craftsman.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine?
Speaking of...
I suppose you could say it all. After that, I began making...
That's nice.
So is your...
Oh, no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough...
I see. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some good.
No problem. Rest easy.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always...
Nahida!
It's my duty to protect Samira's...
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh?
If I recall, you were having a
That's right! I've always been really After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru but I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the...
What an admirable spirit for learning! Amazing! So this restaurant has a basement as well?
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well...
Thank you so much.
So, was that it?
3 familiar faces should be enough for Satar.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Orm, although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her home...
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Well, King Deshret is long gone. And Sataria is also too... If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely... But if we were to borrow some of her close...
So, you mean you're...
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smooth... Exactly. So...
Best of luck.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them.
That is pretty convenient.
Although I've been observing humans for a while,
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone.
Alright, then let's give it a go.
Oh, here she comes. Satori is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you.
Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find...
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me is a are you still—
Oh, of course I'm listening.
Okay then. You just seemed strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Are you sure? Those aren't ringing a...
Well, actually they have many.
Huh, I see. I imagine...
So, which...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you...
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me?
I hear you. No problem at all. The god... The gods are at Sitaria. Why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home?
I'm sorry. I know And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to...
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such... Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King...
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you...
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait! Oh, she just ran off in a hurry.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida,
All I know are some... Anyway, enough of that.
she's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. Actually, while we're talking about him,
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
if you could find the time, please rate him He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of—
Oh? So, who are you siding with in a—
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King...
Akeem, you don't mean...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mom.
Come on, Satori!
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in—
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never—
Shishan, don't tell me that you—
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with—
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satori is still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to—
This is the most important part.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matra right away.
Please, try to remain calm.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead.
Miss Sataria, nothing is King Deshret is immortal, and all you must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the child of King Deshret. Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the— But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt—
You won't necessarily lose your research.
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia, and if you could provide some assistance in this matter.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fate. Please tell me, what can I do?
How much do you know about the sages?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, but I know very little about the full scope. I've just been working to meet the— However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city.
To fight against the Academia?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand— One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through—
The Academia entrance.
Don't worry about that. I'm only suggesting—
All right, I trust.
So,
that'll depend on the
Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god— Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to—
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again—
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guard—
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that.